Eirik didn't go back to the mountain to bargain. He went back to end it. He brought cold iron, a torch, and the kind of rage that only comes from watching your village disappear one child at a time. But there's something the old stories never tell you clearly. You can kill a troll, but you can't always kill what it leaves behind. Welcome back to Troll Diaries. In part 1, a boy named Eirik entered the northern mountain and took a silver ring from a sleeping troll. That ring saved no one. It was bait, and the troll collected its payment in warm blood. Now Eirik is older, and he believes he can fix what he started. Tonight he learns what the mountain really is. The northern coast had changed. New fences, new boats, new names. But the mountain was the same. Black, silent, unmoved. Eirik stood at its base in the pale winter morning, watching the wind push snow like ash across the ground. He was no longer the skinny boy who panicked in the dark. He was broad-shouldered now, a raider, a man who had killed in foreign lands, a man who had learned that fear can be strangled if you grip it hard enough. On his belt hung an iron axe. On his chest an iron charm. In his pocket wrapped in cloth a ring. The ring that never warmed. The ring that always felt like it was breathing. Eirik looked up at the crack in the rock, that mouth, and he stepped inside. The tunnel smelled the same damp earth, old smoke. But something was different. The air wasn't still anymore. It moved, like the mountain was exhaling. Eirik lit his torch. The flame bent sideways as if pulled by a slow wind, and as he walked deeper he began to see marks in the stone. Not scratches, not claw marks, runes carved into the walls. Old runes, the kind the church had tried to burn out of the world. Eirik touched one. It felt warm, not like sun-warmed stone, like skin. He pulled his hand back and then he heard it. A sound from deep inside the mountain. A low voice, not speaking words, just humming. A lullaby, and the terrifying part, Eirik recognized it. It was the same melody his grandmother used to hum when she wanted children to fall asleep. Eirik pushed on. The tunnel opened into the great chamber. The bone pile was still there, bigger now. A pale hill of goat skulls and human ribs, and the stone bed was empty. Eirik's stomach tightened. He raised his axe. "Show yourself," he said. The torchlight flickered, then a drip, a wet sound. Eirik looked up and froze. On the ceiling, clinging like a spider, was one of the smaller trolls. Its limbs were too long, its eyes were milk white. It smiled and dropped. Eirik swung the axe. Cold iron met stone flesh. The troll shrieked like grinding glass. It hit the ground and convulsed, and then it didn't bleed. It cracked like clay. And from inside its body crawled something black and wet. Not a worm, not an insect. A mass of writhing hair. It scuttled into the shadows. Eirik stared, breathing hard, and that's when he realized these weren't just trolls, they were nests. A slow clap echoed through the chamber. Eirik turned, and there it was, the big troll. It hadn't been on the bed. It had been standing in the dark the whole time. So still Eirik's mind had mistaken it for part of the wall. Its skin was gray stone, cracked with age, moss growing in its folds like beard hair. Its eyes reflected torchlight like wet coal. "You came back," it said. Eirik tightened his grip on the axe. "I'm here to end you." The troll leaned forward slightly. The chamber creaked. "No," it said softly. "You are here to pay." Eirik spat on the ground. "I don't owe you anything." The troll smiled, and the smile looked like a landslide. "You took my ring. You opened the mouth. You gave me your village." Eirik's heart hammered. He forced himself to speak. "I was a boy." The troll's eyes narrowed. "And now you are a man, which means you are worth more." Eirik raised the axe. Cold iron, the old stories said trolls feared it. The troll watched him like a patient teacher. "You think iron hurts me," it said. "It hurts the young ones, the hungry ones, the foolish ones." Eirik stepped closer. "Then why do you trade for it? Why do you fear it?" The troll's voice dropped lower. "Because iron belongs to humans, and humans belong to the sun." Eirik's throat tightened. The troll leaned closer, and its breath smelled like burned wood. "But I am not only troll," it whispered. "I am mountain." The ground trembled. Dust fell. Eirik stumbled. The troll didn't move. Instead, the stone around it shifted, like the walls were breathing. Eirik looked behind him. The tunnel he came through was closing, not collapsing, closing like ribs, pulling inward like the mountain was swallowing. Eirik ran, but the floor rose under his feet. The stone tilted. His torch went out. Darkness slammed into him like a fist. And in the dark, something touched his ankle. Cold, wet, hairy. He kicked, felt it recoil. And then dozens of whispers began. Not voices, not words, just breath. Breath everywhere. Inside the walls, inside the floor, inside his skull. Eirik fumbled in his pocket. He pulled out the ring. Even in the dark, it gleamed faintly. The whispers stopped. Instantly, the mountain held its breath. And then the troll spoke again. "Close now. Too close." "Good," it said. "You brought the key back." Eirik's blood went cold. The ring wasn't a reward. It wasn't a cursed gift. It was a lock, a seal. And he had carried it for years like a fool, keeping the mountain's mouth open. Eirik's voice shook. "What are you?" The troll's answer came like a sigh. "I am what sleeps under your world." Eirik did the only thing he could think of. He raised the ring and slammed it against the iron axe head. The sound was sharp metal on silver, a ringing note that echoed through the mountain like a bell. The troll recoiled, not in pain, in anger. The smaller trolls screamed from the shadows. Eirik struck again. The ring sang again. The mountain trembled. Cracks spread through the chamber. For the first time, Eirik heard something in the troll's voice. Fear. Eirik understood. The ring wasn't just a key, it was part of the troll. A tooth, a bone, a piece of its name. Eirik ran forward and drove the ring into a crack in the stone floor like a nail. The mountain screamed, not with sound, with pressure, with wind. Eirik's ears bled. And then the chamber erupted. Stone shattered, the tunnel burst open, light poured in. Eirik ran for it. He stumbled out into daylight, coughing snow and dust. Behind him, the mountain groaned. And then, silence. For a moment, Eirik thought he'd done it. He thought he'd sealed it. He thought he'd ended the curse. He walked back to the coast. He returned to the nearest village. And for the first time in years, he slept without hearing whispers in his dreams. For 3 days, nothing disappeared. No goats, no children, no footprints. The villagers celebrated. They said the mountain was quiet. They said the troll was dead. Eirik didn't celebrate, because on the 4th night, he woke up with dirt under his fingernails, and his mouth tasted like smoke. Eirik went outside. The sky was clear, the aurora was bright, and on the snow outside his door were footprints leading away, not toward the mountain, away from it toward the village. Eirik followed them, his stomach turning. They stopped at the river, there half frozen into the ice was something silver. A ring, not the same one. Another, and then another. Dozens of them, embedded in the ice like fish scales. Eirik backed away, trembling, because now he understood the final horror. He hadn't sealed the troll, he'd broken it. And when you break a mountain troll, you don't get nothing. You get pieces, you get fragments, you get offspring. And every fragment carries hunger. That winter, trolls were seen in places they'd never been seen before. In forests near farms, under bridges, inside abandoned barns. Small ones, fast ones, with stone skin and smoke breath. And always, someone would find a silver ring in the snow, cold, gleaming, waiting. Eirik tried to warn people. He tried to destroy the rings, but Eirik couldn't break them. Fire couldn't melt them, water couldn't wash them away. And every time he touched one, he felt that pull in his chest, like something drinking his breath, like the mountain reaching through metal. Eirik realized then what the troll had done. It didn't want one village, it wanted the world. And the rings were how it traveled, not by walking, but by being carried, by greedy hands, by curious hands, by desperate hands, by desperate hands. So if you ever find a silver ring in the snow, don't sell it, don't wear it, don't bring it home, because it may not be treasure. It may be a piece of something sleeping beneath the north, a piece of the troll under the mountain. And if you listen closely, you might hear it, breathing, not beneath the mountain anymore, but beneath your floorboards, waiting for you to fall asleep. This has been Troll Diaries. Sleep well.